there's a lot of different tools in our bandolier. The backbone of Impact is our member database. It includes all the local unions and district councils. It includes all of our contractors and owner contacts, vendors to say a few. We're switching to Salesforce. Talk about that investment, but also the vision for being data driven in the future.
I would assume that all of our members and all of our employers have heard the term data and big data. Well, Salesforce is a program that's going to capture all of our data, and it's going to allow us to centralize records, make things accessible to teams rather than the old metal filing cabinet. This makes everyone accountable. And I oversimplify things sometimes, but one of the things I like is when a local union sends something and say it's a collective bargaining agreement for approval. There will be a note memorialized. We'll know who sent it in from the local union. They'll know who's worked on it and taken action at headquarters, who processed that. It allows the supervisors within our office to know the progress. And there's so many possibilities that you could do with this data. It's mind-blowing. It's very expensive, but it's necessary to not operate in an archaic fashion. Yeah. And by capturing the data, as Bill had talked about on the other things, it allows us to measure, it allows us to equate performance, and find also stones that were turned and stones that were not turned over, and it allows us the opportunity in a global setting to see where the work's getting done, what still needs to be done, and even simplifying things like when I started on staff, filling out your union international expense account was like an act of Congress with about 20 pieces of paper for every receipt you incurred. And the fact that we're going to have our staff taking a picture with a cell phone, uploading and sending that information through another software. But then now the treasurer's office can reconcile those finances that much faster. There's no losing things in the mail. You become more adept and more efficient, and through efficiency, we can save the members money. You got to front load the cost, and then we're doing the same thing through Salesforce with Impact, and that's to have the employer database along with the worker database and the skills and the projects, and everything will start becoming seamless after its implementation. But it's a painful process in the implementation because you almost have to have the entire structure of your organization and the thought process figured out so that when they implement everything, it allows you to access everything. You make one nuanced change, it has a ripple effect and changes a lot of things down the road. But I think the minute you buy a computer, about 3 years, you throw the thing out because the technology changes so fast. Yeah. I notice my cell phone never works after about 2 or 3 downloads of the service. It's almost like they want you to buy the next generation of cell phone.
That's the old built-in obsolescence model from Detroit years ago.